Have you ever felt that sinking feeling? The one where you suddenly realize that someone you trusted, someone you let into your world, wasn't actually there to support you, but to take advantage of you. Let me take you through a story, and I want you to imagine yourself walking in Mona's shoes, feeling every step, every hesitation, every heartbreak as if it were yours. Mona was the kind of person who saw the world with open eyes and an open heart. She believed that people, at their core, were good. Every morning she would brew her coffee, sit by the window, and plan her day with hope. She had friends, colleagues, and acquaintances, but there was one person, someone she trusted more than anyone else, who would change the way she looked at trust forever. It started slowly, almost imperceptibly. Subtle suggestions, small favors, gentle nudges that seemed innocent. Psychology tells us that humans are wired to respond to social proof and trust cues. We see someone behaving in a supportive way, and our brain releases oxytocin, the trust hormone, making us feel connected, safe, and reassured. Mona felt that connection deeply. She told herself, "This person has my back. They wouldn't let me down." And just like that, she let her guard down. But then the cracks started showing. Little lies, small betrayals, moments that seemed off, but that she rationalized because denial is, unfortunately, a natural defense mechanism. We all do it. We protect our image of the world and the people we love, even when evidence nudges us to see the truth. Mona ignored the signs because the pain of acknowledging them seemed too great. "I must be wrong," she told herself. "I must be imagining it." And then came the day it all fell apart. A critical mistake, something that she had shared in confidence, was used against her. The betrayal wasn't just personal. It affected her work, her social circle, and the very sense of safety she had built around herself. Mona felt like her whole world had collapsed. She cried alone in her room, feeling the sting of deception. Psychology calls this emotional dissonance, a painful state where reality clashes with our expectations, and it can be so overwhelming that it feels impossible to move forward. But here's the twist, and this is where I want you to pay attention. Mona didn't stay down. She remembered something her grandmother used to say, something Mona had almost forgotten in the haze of hurt. The people who matter will never hurt you like the ones who don't. She realized that this betrayal, though excruciating, was a wake-up call. Psychology also tells us about resilience, the brain's ability to adapt and grow stronger through adversity. Mona began to see the experience not as the end, but as a lesson. She started small. She journaled her feelings, poured her heartbreak onto paper, and began setting boundaries. She reached out to people who genuinely cared, who lifted her up instead of weighing her down. And slowly, very slowly, she began to rebuild. Not just her social life, but her self-worth. The same trust she had given away blindly, she now offered more wisely, guided by experience rather than naivety. And then, one morning, as she stood by the same window she used to sit by, coffee in hand, Mona smiled. She realized that the world hadn't betrayed her, her own assumptions had. But now, armed with knowledge, self-awareness, and resilience, she could navigate life differently. She remembered a quote that now rang truer than ever. "Trust but verify. Love but protect your heart." She had grown stronger, smarter, and unshakably determined to rise above the betrayal. The moral lesson here, my friend, is this. Trusting the wrong people hurts. It shakes you, it challenges you, it makes you question your own judgment, but it also teaches you something invaluable. The power of discernment, the strength in resilience, and the importance of self-love. Psychology tells us that humans are capable of immense recovery. The trauma can be transformed into wisdom, and every betrayal carries a lesson if we're brave enough to see it. So if you've ever felt the sting of misplaced trust, I want you to feel what Mona felt. The heartbreak, yes, but also the triumph, the soaring, unstoppable sense of self that comes when you rise above the pain. Because here's the truth. You are never defined by those who betray you. You are defined by how you rise after you fall. And like Mona, you will rise, stronger, wiser, and unshakably determined to rise above the betrayal.